Good morning, guys. Haven't done this for a while, so I apologize for that, but I'm gonna wait and see if we can get a couple people on. We're gonna try to go outside now. I'm gonna get Spry outside pretty quickly because I think she's got to go to the bathroom. She's been laying here on place. She hasn't eaten breakfast yet this morning. She's been on place, and I'm gonna get her outside. And one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the tripod with today because I'm gonna try and get a little bit of retrieving. I'm just closing the garage door because I'm going to show you one of the things I'm going to do with the garage door, hopefully. And then I'm also, good morning, Kaylee. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of our heel work. So I've had a lot of questions about it. And then I'm just going to talk a little bit about something that came up. Jeff Trudell, welcome. Guys, I apologize. It's been a while. I'm going to bring Spry off. Come on, come on, come on. She's going to come right out with me. Ellie's waiting her turn patiently. She's coming out now. One mistake I just made, I didn't have her sit before she came out. You can see she really had to go. I could tell. Stephanie, good morning. Chris, good morning. Mike Schulte, Steve, Shannon, Mark, welcome, guys. Good morning. Again, we're going to see how this goes. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. So you can see she comes out pretty hot. Come here. See it. And I want to avoid losing the focus right off the bat. I don't want to start out a lesson with a game of catch my dog. So here I am. I'm just getting ready. Putting my whistle on. And you can see, so we started out under control. Now, it could have escalated really quickly. She went flying around the corner. She was ready to go check out the chickens. Good morning, Mark. So she had a lot on her mind, and instead of her letting her get around the corner, I called her back, and I got her back. Now, if you don't have the ability to get your dog back, don't take him out the way I just did. Okay, take him out in a way that you can control it. So you can see her right now. She's going, I'm behaving, Dad. Now, one of the things I'm going to do right off the bat is we're going to make this morning, my little session. Morning, Marcy Global from the UP is in. One of the things that we're going to do today is, I haven't been going live nearly as often. Doesn't mean I haven't been training. I've been training. I haven't really been working on anything new. I've been repeating the same stuff, and I've gotten in a bad habit of, because it's not new and it's not very exciting, I'm just doing it to get through it. I have to change that. I got to continue to try to share more of that because I think there's value in it. But so I'm not really doing anything new at all. I'm merely reinforcing all the stuff we've been working on. And you can tell that her ability to be pretty patient is getting pretty good. Now this is outside. So I practice this stuff outside just the same as I do in the kitchen. A lot of times we do the lives in the kitchen because it's late and it's dark outside by the time I get home. So now I'm going to come over and I'm going to I've got a slip collar. We've talked about the slip collars before. Don't use a slip collar backwards. It turns into a choke chain. Okay, so before we get going, I'm going to spin this around. I want to show that because I think it's real important. Oh no, I just broke her. I just broke my thing. Hold on. Let's see if I can fix this quick. Good morning, Sophia. I broke my thing. Hold on. My little tripod here. See if I can get it rigged back up. I'm gonna need it outside here, so I think I got her here. Okay, so I want to just show you guys this. I've showed it to you before. I think it's worth showing again because I can't tell you how many people put them on backwards. If you put them on backwards, it doesn't do anything but hurt what you're doing. Here's the choker, right? It's not a choker. If we use it the wrong way, it chokes. Sit. As soon as she hears this jingle, she jumps up. She's ready to go. Conditioned response. So let me get this. Now, she's frustrated. She's starting to dig in the gravel. So, okay, choke chain, slip chain. Now, this is going to be reversed because of the camera. So bear with me. This is my left hand. I promise you, it's my left hand. This is my right hand. So it's always reversed in the camera, and I always get screwed up with that. But I make the letter P face the puppy. So my dog sits here on my left. I make the letter P and I put it over her head, and then it hangs like this. Okay. So if that goes on like that, and I put it on, and she gets out of position, and I correct her, what happens? It releases. If we spin it around and we put it on the backwards, she's on my left side, I make the P face the other way. She's in position, she gets up and it gets corrected. What happens? Nothing. Sit down. Sit down. I've got a challenge. She's just challenged me. Sit. See the dirt on her nose? See the hole under her belly? She's gotten frustrated on me and started digging. She said, let's get the show on the road. This is where patience comes in. Be patient, little girl. So, don't put this thing on backwards. If you put it on backwards and you correct them and you release it, it doesn't teach the dog a thing. It just chokes them out. Put it on the right way. Now this is for a dog that's heeling on the left-hand side. If you're going on the right-hand side, just reverse it. Dog gets out of position, I correct it. Dog comes back into position, pressure's off. Okay? So this is a harsher way of doing it, a little more bite to it, a little more grip. I don't mind it. It's too much for that puppy right now. So instead, this is just a different version of it. Okay, this is a flat, rubber-coated nylon. So it's the same exact thing. It's just the bite is a much less. The bite's much less. Doesn't cinch tight even when I cinch it. But I do get a little correction of it. So this is what I'm using right now because she can get away with this. Haley Vibe, Haley May joined in. Haley, we shared your prehistoric steppe bison this morning. God, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So guys, if you haven't seen it, I shared it. Austin, welcome. Curtis is in. Mark Phelps is in. Welcome, guys. Jeff Trudeau. So here's what I'm going to do. I got a puppy that's bored, but thankfully she sat through this. I don't know if you can see her. Yep. So I'm going to turn this, okay? Because this is going to be something that I might hold on to it, so I just slipped it on her. Now, I'll show you that. It's fake. Come here. Come here. Get her in position. Sit. Now remember, the camera's reversed, but here's the letter P facing her. That goes over that way. Okay? Now, positioning. If I hold this like this, I have to get up here before I get a correction. It's out of position. So this is just mechanics. Get your hands in the right spots. I've got a spot in this leash that I know exactly where I need to be. But it changes depending on how tall my dog is. So you got to be here to be able to get a correction like that. See how quickly that little bit of a tap to her, and I got a major correction, and I got a total change in her body. Didn't take much, did it? Just a little snap. Now there, I'm out of position. I'm way too high on the leash. I need to be right here. This is where I need to be with this puppy. So this is part that just takes practice, guys. You got to do this stuff. You can't watch it. You got to do it. So I'm going to do some heel work with her. I'm going to heel her out and I'm going to heel her back. See that correction? She starts to get out of position. I tap her. I just help her. Now there's lots of distractions. You see her eyes just now? Watching the sky. Birds all over. It's a great spring day. Finally stopped raining. So we're going to get a little bit outside, but a lot of distractions. Notice I'm on the gravel. I'm not doing this on the lawn. Before I do it on the gravel, I do it on the concrete. We've been doing it. She's pretty good at heel. If you guys have watched this before, you know she's pretty good at heel. So I'm going to start with her name. Then I'm going to give her the command. Spry, heel. Notice as soon as she gets out too far, I turn. I'm setting the pace, not her. See how she gets a little antsy when I slow way down? I want her to move at my pace. As soon as she got too far out, I turned. Sit. Now I incorporate a little remote sit. So this is all stuff that we've worked on in the kitchen and all that stuff to build these habits for remote sit. Now I'm incorporated into a little bit of leash work, a little heel work. Come back. I'm not going to reach out to her because she'll be too tempted. She'll want to get up. Sit. So I stretch the leash out and I pick up the end of the leash, not her. Spry, heel. Back in position with my leash in case I got to get a correction. She turns right with me. I'm not steering her at all. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to pick the pace up. See if she'll keep up with me. Boy, she's really dialed in. Now, here's the problem. She does this so well, you're not going to learn much from it. That's my problem with her. She's too good at something for once. She's usually not. So the problem I have is it's hard for me to show you a lot. Now, I had a lot of messages recently on heel work. That's why I'm talking about this right now. I'm going to show you some stuff with Spry. The problem is she's pretty good at it, and it's hard for me to be able to show you what your dog might be doing because she's not doing it. Now, I had 3 messages on heel work just in the last 2 days. Specifically of more things. What can I do? My dog pulls. My dog pulls, does a lot of pulling. So our DVD has chapters on drills. That's where you're going to be able to see puppies that make mistakes. You're going to see some of the older dogs make mistakes. There's a lot of information in that one. Now, I'm going to show you one of those drills that we do in that DVD. There's tons of them that we do. She's getting in a habit now where she hugs me really well. I love her position. She's good. She rounded out a little bit in front of me, and I would turn away from her, and I would turn away from her, and I would turn away from her, and she'd come. Now, what I'm going to start, hear those birds? So what I'm going to start is, I'm going to start reversing, and I'm going to turn into her. I normally wouldn't do this with a pup that young, but she's so good at this so far, I'm going to do it. So timing-wise, because I'm doing it with Spry, doesn't mean you have to do it with your dog. Don't make comparisons to Spry to your dog and where we are with our training. I've gotten into that a lot lately, and I'm going to talk about that this week. But so now what I'm going to do is, this is the first time she's ever done this. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to turn into her, and watch how surprised she's going to be. Because she's only seen me turn away from her. And she's learned to kind of hug me and make that turn, that real soft turn. Real easy outside corner turn. Now I'm going to make her, now I'm going to turn into her. I want to see how she does. I don't expect her to do very well. It's probably going to be pretty ugly. Come on. Come on. Spry, heel. See how she really got caught off guard. She really got caught off guard and didn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do. Totally catch her out of position. Come on, come on. So I'm going to help her. So when I catch her out of position and she's all of a sudden on my right side and she goes, I'm really uncomfortable. Me too. That's not where I want you. So in order for her to understand what I want her to do, she's got to make mistakes, and then I got to help her. So when I turn into her, I'm going to use this to tap her. Tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to tap her into position. I'm going to see if I can get her to start figuring out, stay over there on his side. And it might be really, it's going to be super uncomfortable for her because her body's going to have to work totally different than it was when she would turn this way. Now she's got to go like this. Her butt's got to go first instead of her front end. Really uncomfortable for her. So let me see if I can't help her to start understanding it. It's the first time she's ever done it. Spry, heel. Good. Very good. Yep. Look at the body language. She locks up. Now watch this. Come. Now she's just, see what she's doing? She's quitting. Escape mechanism. I'm just going to sit here. Usually I'm in good shape if I sit. That's her escape. That's her going, I don't know what the hell to do right now, so I'm just going to sit, because he's usually pretty happy when I sit. That's not what I want. So I got to keep her feet up, and I got to get her to move. She did it good down there. This time she froze, and I went too slow. So it was my timing that was off, I went too slow and tried to help her, and she just said, I quit, sit down. Usually I'm not in trouble if I sit. So you got to get her mindset to go, you know what? I'm going to have to try something new here without being fearful, without being afraid that he's going to pick on me or correct me. So this is going to be interesting. Spry heel. There, very good, very good. Very good. That's a good girl. You see that one? That one was really nice. No. Slipped out on me, that one. Good girl. Now I'm just trying to get her feet to move where they're not comfortable. Good girl. I gotta adjust this leash because it slipped to the opposite side and it wasn't working. No. She's turned the opposite way. She's turned the wrong way. But you know what? Her mindset right now is, I'm willing to learn. When she shuts down and quits wagging her tail, she's not learning a damn thing. She's just avoiding whatever I'm trying to do. So I don't mind her making mistakes as long as her tail's wagging. She's going, oh, okay, I'll try. Spry, heel. Nope. So she's taking the wrong turn. She's sitting the wrong way. Good. There, she did it the right way. Come on. Good girl. I'm having a hard time keeping her leash set right. Good. Sit. So a couple struggles I'm having. The leash wants to slide to the opposite side. It's hard for me to control her there. I need it right close to me. I need this on this side, not on this side, because then I'm trying to wheel her neck around. Sit. So I need that over here, and she's a little bit small for this yet. So I might even have better luck with a flat collar. So I might switch to a flat collar, because then I don't have the tendency for it to want to swing underneath her. So that's part of my problem. The other part is, for a while she quit, wanted to sit. Now I've got her, at least her feet up, and all I'm trying to do is get it to click with her to understand I just have to move differently. I have to turn differently. It's going to take time. I got 2 or 3 that I really liked, and I got about 8 or 9 that weren't very good. That's a pretty good percentage for the first time. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one more with her, because I'm going to let her, no. I might not. After that, she's telling me, I'm done. This is new to her. This was kind of a lot. She's going, I'm done. I checked out mentally. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her inside and I'm going to feed her. That's it. That's my lesson for today. I wanted to make her retrieve. I closed the garage door because I was going to back up to the garage door and have her make a retrieve back to the garage door. So I want to show you guys how you eliminate a dog from running by you. A lot of times people have problems with dogs are taking victory laps. Hold conditioning fixes that. But before you can get to that, if you got a young pup that wants to run right past you or make a big loop around you, just back up to the garage and make the retrieve and eliminate 50%. I was going to show you that with her, but I've never made a retrieve outside with her before. This would be, well, I have, but impromptu. I haven't done it like in a lesson or session. So I was thinking about doing it because she's been doing really nice retrieves. I've showed them on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, you've seen some progress that you haven't seen on Facebook. That's part of why Facebook I haven't used as much. I've been using Instagram a little bit more. It's just quicker for me. But watch some of those. If you're not on it, maybe you want to get on it. But I've been showing some of the stuff that we've done, and I've gotten some real nice little retrieves out of her, just by accident. But I use it. I'm fine with it. Now, I was going to use it outside here and show it, but right now, because of where she is mentally, no, I don't want to. Because I think what we just did, she's done right now. She's 16 weeks old, guys. She's a puppy. I can't tell you how many people over the last week or two have gone back to the idea of, hey, I've been working on this, it's gotten really good, now all of a sudden she's quit doing it, why is that? And I say, how old's the dog? 15 weeks old. 15 weeks old? you just, and then I look back at some of the messages. I had one that I looked back at the message, and the message was, the fix was hold conditioning. And I looked at the message, the first message that I answered back, you got to go through hold conditioning, blah, 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 blah. And I looked back, and it was 2 weeks ago. And then in the message that I had fired back and forth with, I found out they were actually gone for a week of those 2 weeks. And for a couple of those days, they started retrieving already. So when I broke it down and I said, well, that leaves like 4 days to do hold conditioning. It can't get done in that time. April Marie's on day 27. She's doing a really nice job, and when she's done with it, she will have no holes. But it might take her a month. You can't speed this stuff up, guys, because what happens is when you do, you're going to message me back with problems. And I'm okay with that, but my answer is going to be, go back. Now the problem is you wasted 2 weeks. Like that guy's got 2 weeks into hold conditioning. He thinks he's got 2 weeks into hold conditioning. He's got to start over at square one. So you just lost 2 weeks. So I told him it's a 4-week process. I said set aside and don't make a retrieve for 4 weeks minimum. Now it's going to be 6 weeks because 2 weeks ago is when he should have started it. Now it's a 6-week process. And if there's a mistake along the way and you retrieve too early and you find out, oh boy, my hold wasn't very good, now you start over again, and maybe you're 3 weeks into that. So now you're 5 weeks into it, and I'm going to tell you it's a 4-week process. Now you turned it into 9 weeks. The more you rush stuff, the longer it will take. The more you want to go quickly, the longer it's going to take. I can't say it enough. So it's something that I think people get excited about. I get excited with progress with her. I get excited, and then I go, I'm going to do the same thing again. And then the same thing again, and then the same thing again. And very rarely are you guys going to see me have to reinvent the wheel with her. I'm very rarely going to say, I got to go back to the beginning. The reason is because when I start in the beginning, I'm going to take steps really, really slow. We're a couple weeks into heel work, and I'm first now introducing a left-hand turn. I think a lot of people will watch our DVD and go, okay, squares, check. 180s, check. Left-hand turns, check. Okay, week into it, and I got all these drills. What's next? Let's do some off-lead work. And then all of a sudden, they're going to have huge issues, and they're going to go, I can't get the dog to even heel on lead. I know. Because you went through what I do in a month in a week. And you probably didn't even do it very thoroughly. That's the problem. That's where you're going to have holes. So, I'm going to bring her in. I'm going to feed her. I hope you guys can hear me well enough. I lost my little wireless thing. So, I'm in search for it. Now, all the way back in. Let me spin this around. We're going to keep you live here. I'm going to bring you right in because we're going to actually finish this. I'm going to show you how I would finish it. There's no difference. So, on the way back in, I stop, she sits. And sometimes, just for the hell of it, I might wait 1 or 2 minutes. Teaching a dog to be patient. Jeremy Van Beek joined in. Welcome, Becky. Nicole Schulte was in. Doug Mandrich. Wayne Pruitt from Tennessee. Let's see. Brian Quigley was in. Jake Rortvet was in. April. Jake, how's your pup doing? I know you had a pup a while back. Let's see. Becky Schreiber. Edward is in. April. April says she just ordered the DVD. April, it's the best $30 you're going to spend. Okay? I really think that. And I don't say that just because it's our DVD. I think it because the value in the foundation with these young dogs, priceless. Priceless. Chris Borgman says he hears me pastor. I don't mean to preach, guys. But sometimes I don't know what the right word would be if it isn't preaching, I guess. I just think I feel really strongly about certain things. And it's such a interesting cyclical thing. Because what's going to happen is as people come into this, they're going to go, holy cow, Spry is the same age as my dog. I better speed this up and catch back up to Spry. Well, guess what? There's a reason why Spry is where she is. It's because it took that long. And to be honest with you, I feel like we went pretty quick. I don't think we went slow with Spry. So sometimes I have to slow down more than with Spry. Now, when you look at the big picture of things, Spry doesn't know how to do that many things. She knows how to sit. She knows how to come. She comes really well. So here's one of the things I'm really proud of. Her recall is really shaping up nicely. Okay? I can, this morning I let her out to go to the bathroom. It was raining out. She went out there. She did her business. She had to go. Total routine. She went to her spot. She did number 1. She did number 2. She went over to the chicken coop, and I opened the door. I cracked the door, and I said, come on, 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 come on. And she looked at me, and that little tail wagged just like it just did, and she came running to me. And I went, yes. That right there was worth every painstaking moment of going outside with her, making sure I got her to come back, forming the good habits. When I ran into the issues at about 13 weeks, I'm going to say 12, I was thinking about it, about 12 to 13 weeks is when I ran into issues with her in recall. She got to the point where she said, I just don't think I want to come every time he calls me. And at that moment, for about 3 or 4 days, I made sure she came. I took away the opportunities for her to run off. And then I said, my recall sucks. It doesn't work. It's not working. So instead of going outside and trying to call her in from a chicken coop, I worked on it in our kitchen. I worked on it in our hallway. I went to my shop. I did recall constantly. And even if I had to use, I didn't have to, but if I had to, I would have used kibble. There's a test of patience for her. She's got to sit here and listen to me jabber to you guys. And avoid the idea of reaching down and picking up sticks, and picking up rocks. And if she does, that's the correction she gets. And she goes, oh, sorry, Dad. Okay? So it takes time. It just takes time. But it takes... so getting back to Spry, she sits really well. She recalls pretty well. Not great. Pretty well. Like, I'm really happy with it. It's probably one of the things I'm most proud of right now. She sucks at retrieving. So what? She really sucked before. She started retrieving for me in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And I'm really grateful for it because I know she's going to start teething. And before she starts teething, I'd like to get some nice retrieve work in just to get the habit. I knew she had it in her. It just took me longer to get it out. So, you know what I did in order to get it out, the retrieving? I didn't work on retrieving. I stopped. I waited for her to tell me she's ready. And when she was ready, we worked on it. And after heel work, after I started working on heel work, I realized how good she was at it. And then I went, reverse engineer my problem. I have a dog that won't come with a bumper in her mouth, but I have a dog that recalls pretty good, and I have a dog that heels really well. Pressure to the neck, she's awesome. So I put a little drag line on from our game recovery kit, and I bumped her 2 or 3 times on the neck with it. Look back on those early retrieves with the little line, and you'll see the response I got was awesome. And all of a sudden, that habit started to form, and it's still forming. Cody Miller's in. April's in. April says her dog did not feel like coming in today. Well, April, how old's your dog again? I think you have an older dog, April, don't you? Let's see. So here's what I'm going to do. I just spent 3-4 minutes jabbering to you guys, and my puppy proved to me that I will work through it. I will not be distracted. I will not chew on sticks. I will not chew on grub. Dad, I'll wait for you. Very good. Thanks for your patience. Here's your reward. Heel. Across the grass. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Which is a nice distraction. We get halfway to the house. She wants to get out a little too far, so I stop. Very good. Heel. I'll bring her in. I'm going to leave the... I'll bring it in. Now, you guys know my routine. What does she have to do before she goes in the house? Better not make a break for it, little girl. On lead or off lead, it doesn't matter.